Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you'd like to see, remember to hit that like button. You want to see more? Hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2019, episode number 22. In real life, we are into the final week of the NCAA tournament. March Madness has truly gone mad as we are in that Final Four. Now, as you're watching this, the women's Final Four has already cut down to 2, but I'm recording this ahead of time as the day of those games, when I would love to be recording after the conclusion of those. Well, it's a busy day for me. For one thing, my mom, knee replacement surgery on this day, which is why I'm recording a couple days ahead of that. But also, I've got to see those games. I've got to find a way. Oregon taking on Baylor. Huge matchup. Exciting matchup. Baylor, the number 1 overall seed, looks like the number 1 overall seed, but the number 1 most exciting team and first ever appearance in the Final Four, Oregon Ducks. Of course, that's my alma mater, so yes, of course I'm rooting for them and pulling for them, but it's going to be a difficult game on the other side. We've got Notre Dame and UConn. Notre Dame's transition offense is the best in the nation. It's the highest scoring team in the nation. Stanford nearly had them. They certainly had them for a half. They nearly had them for 3 quarters. But that transition offense was too good. Can UConn shut it down? If they can shut it down for 3 quarters or more, UConn will win that game. And of course, it's UConn. The pedigree of UConn, the so many years of number 1 seeds in a row. You've got to say that UConn's certainly got a chance, which means we've got 2 really good matchups for who it's going to be down to that championship game. Of course, in real life, that's now just a day away. On the men's side, we've got big matchups tonight. Michigan State, Texas Tech. Neither one is a 1 seed, but Michigan State, to me, has got to be the favorite for that game. However, Texas Tech taking down Gonzaga, taking down Michigan, taking down Buffalo along the way, that is a team that can win. And then, of course, on the other side, the other big matchup, Virginia, Auburn. Auburn, another team. They knocked off Kentucky. They knocked off North Carolina. They knocked off Kansas along their way. So, a team like that, a seed that low, a 5 seed, yeah, you gotta discount them, right? Well, not so fast. That's 3 really big wins. But can they make it 4? Can they make it 5 to win the national championship? I don't know. They're on a heck of a run, though. And then, of course, Virginia. I think at this point you've got to say Virginia is the favorite. They're the only 1 seed left. And then, of course, you get that added impetus that it was my Ducks that they beat along the way in an ever so close game. The team that really has come closest to knocking them off were the Ducks, and that was the hottest team in the nation. The Ducks didn't even belong in the tournament, record-wise. If they hadn't won the Pac-12 tournament, they wouldn't have been in. But they rode the coattails of those victories into the tournament and into the Sweet 16 and nearly upsetting Virginia, making it 0 1 seeds into the Final Four. But Virginia survives, and here they are in the Final Four. And like I said, I think you've got to favor them. So, will it be Michigan State and Virginia? Well, I hope that you'll be watching like I will later tonight to find out. Now, into the game. Start with the fact that it's contact period, so we are at that heavy recruiting time. Important time. We'll see what happens here. And I might actually skip forward a little bit in this episode. I don't tend to edit this series, as the rendering time involved in that is pretty complex, especially with the program that I have. But we'll see. We'll see as things move along here. First, though, bad news. Good news. Bad news just became good news. So, last time I had checked, the last bit of recording I had done, Clint King's recovery time for his torn Achilles had not changed a day since we hit the off season, and it had moved 2.5 months forward. But now here we are, and it is down to 75 days. Okay, so good news is Clint King is on track to be back in 2.5 months' time. So instead of woe is me, hooray, hooray! Let's get to the recruiting. That's what we're here for right now. Big opportunity, important recruiting class. And I think I've got a heck of a chance to get 4 top-notch recruits. I have scouted the crap out of these guys again and again and again. And look at all of these A's overall. 5 players, all A's overall. All capable scorers. Some capable defenders. But all certainly capable of contributing strongly to a team such as ours. And, to help that matter, these 5 players, they're not all playing the same position. I've got a wealth of opportunities where I need them. We got a point guard, Jeter. We've got a small forward in Tiggs. We've got a shooting guard in Lockwood. And 2 centers to choose from. So, naturally, and I don't need a power forward, and that's the one absent from here. I didn't even look at them, and apparently, actually, there were a lot of good power forwards in this recruiting class, but hey, never mind that right now. I've got 5 overall A's. Back to this. Jeter, number 52 overall. Tiggs, 70. Lockwood, 72. So, all worth it. A couple of them from Oregon. Really, really like my chances of being able to recruit these guys. Now, we're down to 2 centers, and here's where I'm at and why I have chosen Fleming. Which I'm still not so sure about that choice. Still not so sure about it. I almost want McLean. These guys are neck and neck, and the decision-making here is pretty minor. For one thing, Fleming was about 20 spots higher in the rankings last month in August. McLean is right where he was. But here's one thing leaning towards Fleming. California versus Arizona, meaning location favors. We're based in Oregon, neighboring state. So being within Oregon, of course, is the perfect fit for that one. But being in a neighboring state, i.e. Washington, California, Idaho, gets a partial bonus. Being in the West, okay. It's just a tolerable location as opposed to being a negative. But I can't really pump him on location as a recruiting tactic, being that he's in Arizona. So, edge, Fleming. GPA, that's a big one. Not a huge one, but a big one. Edge, Fleming. Both high school seniors. Both capable scoring. Better ball distribution by McLean. So there's now an edge to McLean. Both good inside shooters. Outside shooting, edge, Fleming. So again, that kind of offsets that. Free throws, edge, Fleming. McLean's terrible at free throws. And as a class, this group not very good on free throws. That's a little bit of a concern. But here's a big one. Head-to-head, one-on-one defense. Fleming is quite good. McLean is not. I do not like incapable defenders. So, Fleming, big edge. This is probably the deciding point. Because rebounding, it says they are both A's. However, we look at their high school stats. Fleming is getting 16 a game versus McLean's 6. That is huge favorability towards Fleming. 10 boards a game more. Blocks, McLean is amazing though. Fleming, 0. Nothing. Voila. That's Tagalog, by the way. Filipino. But nothing. Steals, again, nothing. So McLean, big double edge there. And the athlete. This is where, because up until that point, we're going Fleming, 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 Fleming. Oh, one little thing for McLean. Fleming, Fleming, Fleming. Rebounds, heavily Fleming. But then these other defensive stats and the athleticism, a little bit worrying for Fleming. But if we're talking 16 rebounds a game, we're talking about the best rebounder in the business. That's the edge. That's what pushes him over the top. That and capable things like the GPA and just in comparison, Fleming. McLean's going to be the easier guy to recruit. So there you go. That's my decision. That's who I'm going with. Now, I've already done what I need to do for recruiting this class. However, I need to actually do the contact assignments here. So visit recruit. We'll start with Wright Jeter. From Idaho. It is location. We're not going to get a perfect match on this, but is Boise State going to beat out? Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. So we'll try to pump location. Again, we are iffy. This is not going to be the easiest recruit. Also, slight concerns, 2.8 GPA. So even if we get him, we might still have to continue recruiting just in case he does not qualify. 2.8 should be enough, but it's on the edge. Tyrone Tiggs, local kid, Oregon, 2.9, should be secure. Cares about location. This should be an easy recruiting job unless, and by the way, unless the likes of, Oregon comes along and tries to recruit him, we could be in a little bit of trouble. But he doesn't care about school prestige. But he does care about conference prestige, and they are in Conference A. And they've got the best facilities in the nation. So, there's that. Lockwood. Again, not just local, but local. In inner city, local. Again, 2.8, a little bit concerning. Location, though, this is why I think we should be able to get a couple recruits here in the next few weeks, at least, if not all four of these guys. That would be something, if we can get all four. Finally, Fleming, California. Location and academics. And I'm going to pump academics, though, because, again, he is from California, not from Oregon. If it was the other way around, we would definitely go with location. But academics, quite good for our school. Good recruiting, and I like that GPA, especially with the other guys in the class being a little bit iffy. Okay, now we only get 4. That's the sad news. We only get 4. Okay, it wasn't 20 spots, but it was 12 from where he dropped in August. There we go. That is recruiting ready to go. That budget is shrinking. I've got to be wary of that. But if we do get 1, 2, 3, or all 4 of these guys, more like if we get 2, 3, or 4 of these guys that we're looking at here, then we should be good to go. And not have to worry about that budget down the stretch.
You have new mail. You have new mail.
Alright. Wright Jeter, really impressed. Tiggs, really impressed. Lockwood, really impressed. And Fleming, thought the visit went really well. And we've already gotten a decision. Tyrone Tiggs going to Washington. What the heck just happened? How did that happen? Oh my goodness. Instant decision from Washington? Looking at his profile, I don't see how you get an instant decision and for Washington. Local kid, Oregon. We lose him to the Huskies. By the way, the University of Oregon, their main rival is not the Oregon State Beavers. It is the Washington Huskies. And they've had this saying ever since. And I haven't been as into this rivalry as much as the rivalry with the Beavers personally. Because A, I have family that went to Oregon State. B, I have family that didn't go to any college but supports Oregon State. So there's, family rivalry. But also, I was like 51%, 49% on which university to attend after I got out of the Army, and it ended up being U of O over 49% choice, Washington. So it is a school that I quite like and I do support. So nothing bad there. But we have this saying at Oregon of huck the Fuskies. So huck the Fuskies on this one. You should be able to figure out what that means. Goes without saying. Right? You got it. Yeah, you did. But only on this one. Only for stealing my guy. Seriously? Seriously, though? Come on. Look at that. Triple pluses. Instant number 4 on his list from not even existing. Cares about location. Absolutely to a T. And he leaves the state. Even though it's Seattle. Even though it's the Huskies. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Okay! Damn it. Alright, Jeter, we're up to number 4. Lockwood. Number 3. Fleming. Number 5. I like our chances. On 3 out of 4. We'll get to that fallback here in a second. Let's start with these 3, huh? So we continue to recruit the trio that remain. Location, yes, it worked. So we stick with it. Grrr. Yeah. Why does a kid from Sheridan, whose parents went to my school, maybe it's because they have zero influence? Zero? He said no to us to spite Mom and Dad. You did, didn't you? Alright, but no more sweating the small stuff. We move on. Lockwood. Again. Location. We're going to get you. We're going to get you. Bet you at least one of these guys signed this week. And we did academics, and it worked pretty well. That was the thing, though. It wasn't the most important thing, so that's why we only jumped to 5, while the others are all 3 and 4. But a couple more weeks, I think we could get Fleming. Now, part of me wants to go after McLean, just in case we lose Fleming this week in that fallback. But I don't need 2 centers. I need a small forward. Boy, do I. So, well, okay, we're on call list. Let's just continue with that, huh? Now, I have lots of players unlocked, but we also had new recruiting soon. Fields, UNLV. You don't need me, apparently. Are you kidding me? This was my fallback for small forward. Portland kid. Good GPA. We were already on his list, even though I haven't had contact with him. Loves academics. Facilities. Playing time, yeah. Not so big on location, but academics, yeah. USC. Good school for academics. So, you're saying you don't want to go to our school? Dang you. Oh. So, what do we do now? Is it going to be Evans? I don't know. I had looked at 2 guys. Hadn't looked really beyond that, so I will have to compare them here shortly. For now, let's get some location information, and thank you. We move on. It is still early enough in the recruiting period that obviously I do not have everyone done, and that was a small forward, and maybe I need to skip to the other small forwards just in case. Do I have other small forwards? Is there anybody left? Hodge, thank you. See, you like us, and I haven't even talked to you. So. I ran out of time, but there we go. And I don't need to put film in necessarily this week, but we do need to look at small forward alone by itself. Tiggs, dang you! Oh, that's right. I moved on. I did, didn't I? Still grieving. That's what it is. Holy crud. 2 Bs is all that's left. So 2B or not 2 Bs. Defense. Rebounding. Good shooting. Good passing. Good enough ball handling. There's only one other guy, and he's not a scorer. With anything better. GPA 135. It's still a good recruit. Can we get you, though, Mr. Wallace Evans? You care about location. New Mexico is not great for that, but our facilities are pretty good. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's offer you a scholarship. Let's watch more film on you, just get to know you a little bit better. Your rank was not so great in the past, but it has gone up. Numbers aren't amazing. This is not who I wanted. That's who I wanted. But you know that, don't you? Schedule. Our lovely non-conference schedule this year. I do like that this symbol is absent. Last season's schedule was a nightmare. We still had a good record by the end of it, but Houston, as in, Conference B, as in they were, number 3 in the country, something like that last season. That's our opening game. At least it's at home. Loyola, there's a win. VMI, Virginia Military Institute, there's a win. Samford, yeah, we'll get that done. San Francisco, no problem. Louisiana Tech, it's on the road. Certainly winnable. Old Dominion, a little tougher, but we can win that. Portland, at home. I think they beat us last year, didn't they? Are you kidding me? We've got Houston again at the Las Vegas Invitational. So we're gambling with our season. Okay. Guys, just, stay off the strip. Focus on the game. Beat down those Cougars. Funny story. So, like I said, we know this. I went to U of M, right? So, we had a home game against Houston. Football. Okay, not basketball. Football. Long time ago. Long time ago. And we all know that Puddles, the duck, is probably the most famous, or at least one of the most famous mascots in all of, sports, period. Not just college. Sports. Capital S. Sports. Winthrop, that's a win. Louisiana Monroe, that's a win. Really, if we can get 1 out of 2 against Houston, we could be just, a 1 in that column. However, that is an invitational, so there could be follow-up games if that win is there. Now, this, though, just a reminder, somebody isn't going to be back for all of these games, so this is going to be challenging without this. Story time. Home game. Houston. Football. Tradition by Puddles. Only at home games. Never road games, but at home games. Now, Houston, obviously, is not Pac-12. This is not a school that we play every year. This is not a school that would see Oregon on television year after year. Now, today, this school, this logo, right, they're used to being up here in football rankings. Not always the case. Certainly not back when I was a freshman, one of only 2 losing seasons the Ducks have had in the last 30 years. But certainly for that next couple of years, they were not up here yet. The prestige was not up here yet. So take that in note. Not everybody knew the traditions of the Ducks at that point. Now, let me get back to... no. It's still the 18th. Recruiting's ready to go. We advance.
You have new mail. You have new
Tradition.
You have new mail.
After the Ducks score, field goal, safety, touchdown, with or without extra points, whatever the total score of the Ducks at that point. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Story time, and then we come back to this because we have a decision on all 4 guys. 3, 4. 18th. Right? There's our old decision. So, this story has got to finish because we have a massive moment coming up. After every score, Puddles the Duck goes into the end zone over the Oregon font and does push-ups equal to the number of the score on the board for the Ducks. Now, if you were to go and do that while visiting a school, if you were to go and do that on the road, that would be disrespectful. But to do that at your home stadium, there is absolutely nothing disrespectful about that. Now, it's done in front of the student section, which, of course, I was a student at the time that this happened. And the students call out the push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 70. Right? We love the heck out of it. We love the heck out of Puddles. Now, the Houston Cougar visiting, probably for the first time, not really having seen the Ducks before, saw this and took offense to it. And the visiting section, not so far away from the student section. You've got the Oregon band in between, and you've got a couple sections, but then, the visiting section, not so far away. So they are very much within sight of each other. Well, Houston was a pretty good team. Pretty good, yeah. Not bad. They were ranked. But the Ducks were running up the score. And it was starting to get ugly. They took offense. And they came over and pushed Puddles over. And then they got a score. They came over and taunted Puddles a little bit. And Puddles let the first one go. We were winning comfortably. But then Houston got a score. And their Cougar went and did push-ups in the same spot. And Puddles didn't take kindly to it. So, I'm not a fan of wrestling, but you know that elbow move, you tap the elbow and then you drop on your back and drop into their back. That happened. And then the fight broke out. They were both suspended for the next game. And Puddles, I think, for a couple. One road, one home. But it was worth it. And it did escalate further than that, and it was a bit of a fight. And mascot fights are so fun to watch. Fighting in general, I do not condone fighting. But mascot fights where it's not real, where, they're heavily padded, it's harmless. Let's get to the decisions. Coach, I just want to let you know that I'm going to New Mexico State. Location mattered to Wallace Evans, and that was his home state. I understand that. But come on! Let's go with this. Right, Jeter was impressed. So was Lockwood. So was Fleming. And well, Evans certainly felt it went well. Did we get anybody else, or did we lose all four? UCLA for right, Jeter. Fleming's coming. The one that I wasn't so sure about is coming to our school. Okay, so is Lockwood. We got two. We've got two. Both in the top 75. That's good. That's good. Could be better. But that's good. We're back to the drawing board, though, as both of the other guys are gone. So we'll be able to double up on each position, at least this week. The odd part is the one guy that I kind of did want to go after is gone now. But Tiggs is gone. Let's get an update on our small forwards. Evans, we only cracked 4th. We only moved up 1 spot for him. Oh, no. Evans, that was our first look, and we jumped instantly to number 4. Meaning another week, probably could have had him, but location mattered. Goolsby, gone. Fresno State. Hodge, probably our guy now. That's the other good defender. Defense B, yes. Let's give him a call and get that last piece of info. What do we need to know about Mom and Dad? Colorado, just the one parent, no influence, so he's on his own. Location, Alaska, no competition there. That's good. Playing time. I could plug location on him probably, but how well? I don't know. Washington can certainly plug him. We're certainly not far. We've got plenty of people from Alaska in Portland. Plenty. I mean, come on. Alaska Airlines is like all over Portland, sponsoring here. Of course, Seattle's their headquarters, even though it's Alaska Airlines. Hey, whatever. Okay, hey, and Oregon. Okay, and location. Yes. We'll give you a look here before we just select Hodge. All right, Emory, academics, that's good. This is the next guy. Howard, and we're out of time. We're getting pretty far down that list here anyway. Okay, so evaluation, Tiggs, Evans, they're out. I have not removed them. I'm sad I have left them, but... Goolsby's out too. We need to update. There we go. I only have 5 choices. GPA is not amazing for 80 of them, but should qualify. 2.8s are the ones that are a little iffy. Hodge is much higher ranked than the others, but Hodge is not a scorer. He is a defender, as is Emory. None of them are that good. The B's are gone. The best athlete is Emory. He's also the best stealing the ball, rebounding, and that individual one-on-one defense. He's got a good shot on him. He can score. Hodge is not a scorer, so actually, Emory might be our guy. He's also got the best GPA. And he cares about academics. So, offer. Number 1. Now, I could pitch a second guy, and who's it gonna be? Best defender, Hodge, Mr. Alaska. We are on his list. He cares about location. We'll give it a shot and see what happens. Just to visit. Let's watch film on these few guys, though. And actually, we'll go down the list here. And there we go. Small forward taken care of. Point to God. Okay, Jeter's out. He's not Derek. Oh, look at that. Number 2. So dang close. Russell. I don't have any call time left. That's worrisome. Actually, let me check real quick. Make sure we don't have... Yeah, right? Oh, you're going to go to Washington, too. Just rub it in my face, why don't you, Pepperdine? New Mexico. Everybody wants to go to New Mexico this year? Hayes? Alaska? Okay. Right. Yeah, and Jeter. Okay. Point guards. Choices. Two JC guys. Best high school guys, and let me see here. Hayes, the one who's not scoring. Lewis, Hayes, really good with the ball. Russell's pretty good too, though. Shooting, Anderson a little weak. Best free throw shooter is Russell, something I'm lacking in this class. But defense, Lewis. Lewis is our guy on individual deep, but none of them are necessarily bad. None of them are good rebounders. Definitely not blocking, stealing. Not terribly athletic. I got 3 Bs. So. Lewis and Russell are the top 2 guys. Russell's still a top 100 guy. So we go for Russell, and Lewis is the backup. And California, location, academics. Location's good and very high, but what about the parents? No influence. Yeah. I thought about West Point, by the way, and some of my friends did go to West Point. Couple. And I was stationed at Fort Knox. It's the regional training base. West Point is within that region. So every summer, the second year cadets at West Point come to Fort Knox, and the armor branch of the Army puts on this huge show. I was part of that yearly. It's good stuff. And I get to teach a lot of cadets how to use the Mark 19, which is a 40mm belt-fed grenade launcher mounted on a Humvee. It's like playing football. But we're playing basketball right now, aren't we? Sorry, I'm stuck on whether to go academics or location. Facilities wouldn't be a bad choice, but academics is higher on his list. Location matters most, but we're second tier. Academics matter a lot. But again, we're not A+. We're not Ivy League. So I suppose location matters more to you, so we'll take that one. Parents have no influence, so even if we had something, information. And I'm not sure why that's so difficult to get, that piece. But there you go. And Russell is the one we are offering, so there's that. We'll watch some film on Henderson. And then here is Lewis. And, Lewis, limited information, Idaho. He cares about facilities, so that will be our pitch. And we proceed.
You have new mail. You have new mail.
We enter October. Speaking of October, of course, America's pastime in October, baseball. It's doing its thing now. Season is underway. And home visits, no decisions this week, which is good and bad. Emery's impressed. Hodge is impressed. Russell, impressed. Lewis, thought it went well. Practice beginning. Growing up a Mariners fan, the 90s was exciting. Griffey, Johnson, Buhner, Martinez. Amazing time to grow up. I'm a Mariners fan. To grow into that, to see that first ever playoff trip and so on. But never a World Series. And then Ichiro come through. That was so amazing. But now, the longest drought of playoff appearances in the sport, and almost any professional American sport. I think I've heard mentioned, but I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go that far. Please, make it stop. One more contact week. Let's get back to our full list. We, of course, have the 4 guys to continue on with this week, and it's looking good. Looking good. All right, Fleming already signed. Yes. Lockwood already signed. Thank you. McLean going to Arizona State. We did not pitch you in the end. Tiggs, so sad. Okay, there's Russell, number 3. That's a good start. That is a very good start. We could get him this week. Location matters. So we go. We watch film again. Williams, who we have not recruited, is gone. Jones, again, not recruited, but he is gone. Stetson. Put that hat on, sir. Thomas. Warner. Gordon. Where's my guys? Battles. Henderson. Lewis. Yes? Okay, Lewis. I might have missed something. Did I miss somebody? Let's give him a call. Get that other information, huh? There we go. Location. Yes. We'll pitch location. I'm missing 2. Where did they go? Ooh, they are that far down the list, huh? Oh, they are quite far down the list. Evans. Embry. Okay, number two. Yes, thank you. Academics went well, so again with that. Let's host him too. Could host him. Hodge is that fallback of ours, yes. He liked the location pitch. He doesn't have anything else going for him, coming from Alaska, so good. And he declined. Okay, fine. Have it your way. Yes, there we go. Ready to move on, huh?
You have new mail.
We have new mail. There's more. And there's 4. Oh, we got our guys. We got 3 guys in the top 100. Emery, a bit further down, but somebody who looked good. Awesome. We got him. Practice underway. All right, here is a... No, still no glimpse at the roster. It's going to have to wait. We've hit that time. Okay, first glance here. Rick Scott, 2.7. That was one of our JC transfers. He's doing okay. 2.6 on Washington. He's doing okay for now. I will need to keep an eye on those guys, monitor that. Everybody else is above a 3.0 on scholarship. Of course, Clint King. See how it doesn't change? A month goes by and it still says 75 days. That's what I was freaking out about last time. Hey, this is a good recruiting class. We are ready to go for the season. I'll get us right up until that first game, and we'll open up that next episode. And meanwhile, in real life, we've got some NCAA March Madness tournament excitement going on. Final 4 underway. Women's side, like I said, I didn't see it yet because I'm recording ahead of time, but that will have already taken place. Tonight is the men's Final Four, semifinal matchups. We'll have another episode here in 2 days, and we'll be talking about those Final Four pairings on both, how they've gone, and we'll be down to those championship games. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.